to my channel and to another What I Eat in a Day. Thank you so much for continuing to log on and join me for fantastic days of food. So this morning started off pretty basic, if I'm honest. I had a lot to do. I wanted to bath the kids, so I had a banana and a cup of tea. Nothing too exciting. I literally just had a nice big banana. I love big bananas in the morning because I find them really filling, so I tend to go for the bigger ones. And I just had it with a simple brew, a nice cup of tea. So I haven't had my coffee fix yet, but I have just whipped up some of my iced coffee concoctions. I'm going to be having a glass of that in a moment. But lunch is very exciting as well because I have this gorgeous loaf that I picked up very recently from Tesco last night, and I'm going to have it with cream cheese and salmon, and it's going to be delicious. I love that. I cannot wait. Haven't had smoked salmon in the longest time. And then tonight we're having a family favourite, something super comforting, great for family or great for batch cooking, and again squirreling loads of weight in the freezer for a rainy and grey day. And we're going to be having a homemade chicken casserole, so I hope you enjoy it. Give it a thumbs up if you do. Make sure you subscribe to see these every other day, and let's get on with it. I hope you enjoy it. So just to bring you guys up to speed, I've made one of my iced coffees. Again, I'm sorry about the kids making a lot of noise, but obviously they're home at the moment, so do bear with me. But I've just had one of my iced coffees. I'm going to put my recipe to this in the description. It's literally 3 ingredients and it is so nice, and you can whip up plenty of it to pop in the fridge as well. So again, 2 pints for the almond milk and 2 pints for the coffee and the sugar. Okay, so whilst I'm sat finishing my iced coffee, I thought I would get on with making my lunch. So as I mentioned before, I'm going to have smoked salmon, which is one of my favourite things and not something I have too often. This is free on WW, so we're not going to bother weighing this out or tracking it or anything like that. The only things that we need to factor in are our cream cheese and our bread. I don't track butter as well, but I am using a Lurpak for those of you that are interested. I used to use the light, and for the most part I do, but right now I'm using that. And also I have my bread here. This is just a loaf from Tesco. I'm hoping that this will show up on the app. I'm not too sure. With it coming from the bakery section, I don't know if the barcode will show, but if not, I will just mark it down as regular tiger loaf. I do have a point value for that. And that is brilliant. So for one slice, it's saying it is 4 points. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to 2 slices because I'm going to have 2. And I'm going to say 8 points for that is quite high. I'm going to change that to grams and weigh it out and see what it equates to, because I think 4 points a slice is quite high because it's not, you know, there are much smaller slices on the bottom, and how do you constitute? So I'm going to get my weighing scales out and change it to grams so we can just have a more accurate reading on the bread in case you guys want to pick it up. Again, this is not something I would do if I wasn't filming it, because again I'm not being too strict, but for the purposes of the video I do like to be as accurate as possible for you guys. And that is 45 grams, which isn't, it's really light. Like, I don't think that would be anywhere near 8 points if you were to track it. Let me just secure this bread. In fact, I might stick it in my loaf bag because I want to make sure it stays as fresh as possible, because I'm not used to having bakery bread, guys. I have been really enjoying being able to get it from the bakery where I can, and when I haven't been, I've been making my own and storing it in this bag. So I'm going to just pop the end in here to keep it nice and fresh. And I'm so happy I did that. 44 grams is only 5 points. Now, had I not have checked the grams, I would have been marking this at double, which is insane. So do check grammage, guys. Make sure you don't sell yourself short when it comes to tracking. So I'm just going to pop these in the toaster and we'll check the cream cheese. Now we've done that. So this is the Aldi cream cheese. I think it's delicious. It's just as good as Philly, so I have that today. And this is 1 serving at 2 points. I'm going to track that, which means my lunch is 6 points, which I'm more than happy with. And even if that bread has been pointed slightly low, even if you called it an 8-point lunch, a 9-point lunch, it's still perfectly reasonable, nice and filling, and great one for your points going further. Because this oiled butter isn't as easy to spread, I like to melt it first. Normally I buy the spreadable, but I do get these blocks for baking, buttercream and that kind of thing. And I'm just going to get myself off a small amount and melt it so it makes it easier to spread on the toast. I mean, as soon as it hits the toast, it's going to melt anyway, but I do like to give myself an easier job where I can. So I've just popped it in a little bowl. I'll pop that in the microwave. So my bread has popped up, and when I make my salmon on toast, I get a lot of people saying like, I can't believe you use butter and cream cheese. I use both. I know people either have either or, but I really love the taste of the butter mixed in with the cream cheese, and I've always had it that way. Like even when I was at the beginning of my WW journey, I just prefer the taste of the butter when it mixes with the cream cheese. But feel free to skip on the butter. I don't think it's wholly necessary, especially if you're trying to lose. But you know, even like I said at the beginning, I've always liked the taste, so I've always just factored it in. And now just a nice generous serving, not too much. I'm not a person that completely just piles it on and has like waves of it. I just put myself a nice generous-ish serving on. Again, if you wanted to weigh this out and be more accurate, please feel free to do so. When I was losing weight, I would literally get it in a little pot like I did with my butter, and I would weigh it out to be more accurate. But as I mentioned, right now, weighing stuff on the scale is just not really my jam on maintenance. But I did do that when I was losing, and it is a top tip because like you've seen with the bread, weighing stuff out, it makes a difference in regards to point value. It's now 3 o'clock, lunch was delicious, and because I'm not slow cooking this, I still want to enhance a lot of flavour and as much as I can. So I'm actually starting this around 2:30, 3 o'clock because I plan to cook some of it on the hob, and then I plan to have it sit in the oven for a few hours and it'll caramelise together and become gorgeous, succulent and aromatic. So I have some chicken breast here, I have some skinless chicken breast, and I also have 2 thighs that have the skin on. And the reason I do this is because having it on the bone and with the skin adds a lot of flavour. Feel free to just have the skinless chicken breast. Of course that would be 0 points, but these 2 are about 5 points each, but divided between the 4 of us they don't really amount to much, and again they add a lot of flavour, so we're going to be putting those in. I also have some chicken stock, an assortment of herbs and spices. I have a nice large onion here, some seasoning, 2 carrots that I'm not going to peel. I'm just going to wash these and then cut them really rustically and add them. I have some nice garlic cloves, and I have the chicken casserole mix. You can make up your own, but I kind of feel like these taste amazing. They're quick and easy, and they have everything in them that I would use to make up my own. So yeah, I'm going to be using one of those. I have 2 here, and I think these amount to about 1 point by the time that you've divided this between the amount of people that are going to be having this serving. So this is actually going to have about 8 servings to it, so 2 servings, 1 each for today and 1 each for the freezer. And I'm just going to get started. My plan is to firstly brown off and caramelise this chicken with the skin on, and then I'll add the skinless chicken breast, cook it all together, let it caramelise, take on a lot of colour, and then I will take it out, set it aside, and then cook my veggies, and then I will put it all back together again with the seasoning and the casserole mix that I'm going to mix up with some water, and I will let it sit and bubble away in the oven, and it's going to be delicious, guys. And the plan is to either have this with mash, or my preference is just bread and butter, but we'll see how hungry we are later. Also, I'm going to use my big family cast iron for this. I will link this down below. It's amazing. I use it all the time. If you guys would like to see my method of cooking a chicken casserole, I'm going to put a card on the screen now where you can actually join in cooking with me on a Cook with Natasha Summar episode. It is all there from scratch, so if you do want a method, ingredients and that kind of thing, do check out that video. But I'm going to cue the music and get on with it.
I get misty just holding your hand. Walk my way.
So yes, if you're wondering, I got changed. I ended up spilling some stuff on myself, so I'm in a complete different outfit, but I've just come to stir the casserole. I like to do this 2 or 3 times whilst it's in the oven at different intervals and just move things around a little bit, so we'll have a little bit of a look at it. Another What I Eat. Thank you so much for joining. That casserole was mega. It's been such a great day of food, so check out the description box for links, the recipe for my casserole, the point value and all that good stuff. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to see these every other day from me, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.